Hello, good afternoon. You've tuned into Your Stocks coming live from the CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal studios. I'm Vinny Motiwala. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. Our markets, a muted day of trade coming in again for the markets today. As of now, the Nifty is trading almost near the day's lowest point as well. 24,770 levels is what we're watching out for. 0.3% of decline coming in for the Nifty. The sensex is down more than 250 points as well. Both of these are trading at the day's low. Around that mark is what the Sensex and the Nifty is trading at. Even the broader end of the market, that is not doing well today as well. Nifty mid-cap, that's down 0.5%. We've seen small cap, that's down 0.3%. So underperformance coming in from the mid side of the market. So Nifty mid-cap, that's the underperformance. And advance decline ratio obviously is in the favor of declines versus advances that we're seeing in today's trading session. What's holding on the bright spot today so far is the Nifty Auto. So we've seen these auto names managing to hold on to gains, whether you look at an M&M, Escorts, Bajaj Auto, Maruti, that's managing to hold on to gains. And on the flip side, coming in from the broader end of the markets, Max Healthcare, PB Fintech, Biocon, all these are the stocks that are lagging on the Nifty mid-cap index as well. So keep an eye out on that and where that's going to be headed in the last couple of hours of trading session as well. But this is the show where we solve all your stock related queries, and to do just that, we have Astha Jain of Securities joining in with us today, as well as Somil Mehta of Mirae Asset Sharekhan. On that note, afternoon Astha as well as Somil, and let's get started with the queries for today. Market is where it was even last week. It's just roaming in that range right now despite this global tension. So let's just get started with the queries for today. First query for today is coming from Hemant Kumar, who's writing to us from Noida. 15 shares of Maruti Suzuki is what they're holding, and this is at a price of 8,171, making a profit on this one, currently at 12,750 rupees. So he is asking if he should add more shares and what is the long-term view for Maruti Suzuki if they're willing to hold for a long period of time. So Astha, over to you. Maruti Suzuki, on the fundamentals, they want to know that if it is a good bet to add more at these 12,000 levels as well. They're already holding at those 8,000 levels.
Hi, good afternoon to all of you. So I think like a day today when we are seeing a surge in the automobile stock prices, yes, Maruti is a good hold as well as accumulation should be done in this counter at the lower levels as well. Now talking about this counter, fundamental seems to be okay because whatever we are seeing that there is a surge in the export volumes, and that's why we have seen the results in their quarterly numbers as well as financial year 25 numbers. With the ramp up of the production, what we see that company which is facing challenges on the higher input cost, I think production ramp up will help the company in lowering down that. And going ahead, we can see a decent set of numbers, and hence we are positive on this counter. Accumulate this counter at the lower level of around 12,700, 12,650 with a price target of 13,500, as well as hold is also recommended at current prices.
Okay. Hold is also recommended at current prices, and the levels are mentioned by Astha of what you could add at lower levels is the suggestion coming in for Maruti Suzuki. Somil, on the technical front, what's your view coming in? Last 6 months, around a 15-16% uptick is what we've seen coming in for the stock. But from here on, what's the long-term view for the stock? And would you also tell the viewer maybe to wait a bit more before they look to add some more for Maruti Suzuki?
I think for me, in the very short term, it looks like it would be a little range bound, but I have the same target in the medium to long term outlook with 13,500. So definitely you can add more. On the other downside, it has been in a broad range between 12,000 and 13,000. I'll be expecting this range to break on the upside. So definitely positive. The supports would be around 12,400 and 12,000 levels. So buy on decline should be the strategy. 12,400 would be the right time to enter this stock if you get that.
12,400 is what you mentioned, right?
Yes.
Okay, so keep an eye on those levels over there. Let's move on to the next stock for today, and that's Hindustan Zinc. Alan is writing to us from Goa. He's holding 50 shares of Hindustan Zinc. Average price is 509 rupees per share today. As of now, the stock is down 6%, and he wants to know the future prospects of the stock. Obviously, do not forget the news flow that came in today as well, where Vedanta has sold around 66.7 million shares. That's approximately 1.6% stake in Hindustan Zinc. Astha, your view coming in for Hindustan Zinc, what should they be doing? They're already making a loss right now, right? does it merit holding this stock, or should they get out of it? What are your opinion?
I think it's better to stay invested in this counter with a price target of 550 at the initial levels. Although I'm giving a higher levels, but I think in the medium to long term, these are the targets which we can set for this counter. Talking about this counter, what we have seen is that now the company's focus is on cost control, and I think that will help the company in posting a good set of numbers. This is what we have seen. In fact, in their quarterly numbers also, complete focus on that part. So we have seen a decent set of numbers in the quarter gone by, and going ahead also on the basis of the strategies which company is taking, I believe this counter is one of the good counter in the commodity place, and definitely one can stay invested in this counter for the medium to long term perspective with a price target of 550.
Okay, and your view coming in for Hindustan Zinc, Somil, and what are your targets that you're keeping an eye out on?
In the short term, we have seen a very sharp correction now, and trading below 20, 40, 200 daily exponential moving averages, which is a negative sign in the short term. So definitely stay away in the short term. But in the medium term outlook, if you see the stock has been basing out between 400 and 460 levels, I think it would be a little sideways at this point of time, and then start the upside rally again, resume the uptrend again. The right time to buy probably would be around 440, 430 levels, and buy and decline should be the strategy for a medium to long term, not in the short term. In the short term, it's definitely negative, and it may see a little more correction or sideways correction.
Okay, that's a view coming in there on the technical front for Hindustan Zinc. Next stock for today is Z Entertainment. That's the query on. Vinay Prasad is writing to us from Telangana. He's holding 200 shares of Z, and this is at a price of 289 rupees per share. Now he wants to know whether to add more shares or book his losses. The stock is trading at just 134 rupees per share. Obviously, Astha, there was a board meeting outcome that just came in a couple of days back as well. There was a lot of movement coming in out for the stock. So what are you watching out for in terms of Z Entertainment? What should they do now?
So company is able to post, in their quarterly numbers, good set of numbers, because what we believe that the operational efficiencies are playing at a good level in this company. In fact, now they are focusing more on the content in the regional languages and good quality content in the regional languages that can also help the company in giving good numbers going ahead. So I believe that this counter has a potential to move more upwards from here. Maybe our initial targets are not at a higher level. We are limiting ourselves for the target of around 160 to 170, and here the cost price is little higher. But I believe one can remain invested in this counter at least till those levels, and can again review his query if those levels got hit.
Okay, keep an eye out on those levels over there on the fundamental front. Technically, what is it looking like, Somil, for Z? There wasn't any good news coming in so far. Now, obviously, it's not a good news, but when the board meet outcome comes in, promoters saying we'll increase stake, there's some bit of that positiveness we saw coming in yesterday. But today, what's the view?
This stock has been forming low top, low bottom on the monthly charts, on the weekly charts for a very long time, and struggling to go about 200 daily exponential moving average. But what has happened in the last 1 month is that it has started making high tops, high bottom on the daily charts in the very short term, and it has closed about 200 daily exponential moving average, which is a great sign after a very long time. So I'll be positive on this stock. In the medium term outlook, 155, 160 levels would be my target. However, keep a very strict stop loss at 125 on the closing basis, which is a 200 daily exponential moving average. If the stock goes below 125, 124 levels, then I think it is better to exit and stay away for some time.
Okay. That's a view coming there for Z Entertainment. Next query for today coming in from Neha Chatterjee, who's writing to us from Jaipur. She's holding 55 shares of Vipro. Price is 278 rupees per share. She's holding it since November 2024. Right now also, it's just slightly below their buy price. Now, she wants to know whether she should continue to hold this or look to sell. Vipro, IT sector, what's the bet coming in on this one, Astha? Whenever we talk to a lot of people, they're not too positive on the IT pack. What's your view?
So if I talk about particularly this counter, what I think now the company has started focusing on improved performance due to the large deals wins which they have got in their quarterly numbers also when we have seen those numbers. So there were large deal wins. And now the company has started focusing on AI-led solutions also. So now what the company is doing, they are doing certain form of transformations through large deal wins, through improved AI-led solutions, etc. So I think these are the steps which are taken by this company, which can lead the results in the longer time horizon. So right now we are positive on this counter in the IT space. We are liking the other counters, mainly like Persistent System and Tech Mahindra. But for this counter also, we are recommending hold with a price target of 285 to 290.
Okay, keep an eye on those levels over there. And on the technical front, Somil, what's it looking like? Because when I'm looking at the YTD performance in the IT pack, seems like Wipro is one of those underperformers, right? Versus something like an Infosys, HCL Tech, Persistent. So what should they be doing now?
I think for in the medium term outlook, medium to long term outlook, IT does not look that great. It has been struggling for a little while, and I'll be expecting more downside for Wipro, Infosys, TCS, all of these stocks. But in the short term, there is definitely a little bit of spark, and I'll be expecting a little bit of positive momentum in the very, very short term. Wipro very specifically has been struggling to go about 200 daily exponential moving average, which is at 266. So that is a very crucial resistance. I'll be expecting Wipro very specifically to be very sideways to negative, and I'll be expecting the stock to go down till 245.
Okay, keep an eye out on those levels over there for Wipro. But on that note, we're going to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of your stock-related queries after the break. Welcome back to your stocks on CNBC TV18. Keeping it going with all the stock-related queries. The next query for today is coming in from Subramanian, who's writing to us from Chennai. He's holding 100 shares of BEML, and the price is 4,000 rupees per share. Making some bit of a profit on this one. Wants to know whether to exit now, continue to hold for another 3 months. So more like a short-term query coming in here. But Astha, fundamentally, BEML, what's the view coming in on this one? Q4 revenue, EBITDA, margins, everything seemed in largely above estimates. But order book guidance, that was a bit of a miss that came in. So now, if they're holding it just for a 3-month period, then should they just book out their profits and move on?
I don't think so. I think it's better to stay invested in this counter because we believe more upside is there, maybe 10% from the current level. So my price target is also at around 4,700 to 4,800. Now talking about this counter, yes, what we have seen is the order book, which is around rupees 146 billion, and that is 3.3x of TTM sales. So that holds to be okay from our side. Other things which we are focusing on right now, that in fact the guidance which the management is giving regarding the revenue is the 20% growth. So that is not bad at all. In fact, they are giving the guidance of improvement in the EBITDA margin by 150 bips. So that is seems to be okay. And now the company is saying that they are seeing good traction in the aerospace as a space also. So I think all over what we are seeing, that good demand is coming for this company, and hence we believe that it is a good counter to stay invested in the defense space with an immediate price target of 4,700 to 4,800.
Okay, 4,700 to 4,800 is your price target that you're keeping. And Somil, what is your view coming in for BEML? Should the viewer continue to hold for a 3-month time period?
Absolutely, I agree. I agree with Astha. The target should be 4,800, probably even higher. Positive on the stock. Every time it takes support at 20 daily moving average, it starts the resumes the uptrend. At the moment, hard top, hard bottom formation. Short term, a good buy in the short term as well. You can keep a very strict stop loss at 4,250 and expect a target of around 4,650 in the very short term, and medium term outlook definitely targeting 4,800, even higher.
Okay, 4,800, at least we could expect in the short term, and even higher in the medium term if you're willing to hold that. That's the view there coming in. But let's move on to the next query for today. Kishore Nayak is writing to us from Bangalore. He wants to actually know whether it's a right time to start investing in InterGlobe Aviation, and this is for the long term. Astha, your view coming in for InterGlobe Aviation. Obviously, in the aviation space, there are only two players, InterGlobe and SpiceJet right now. So better bet comes in on the InterGlobe Aviation side right now. But what's your view? Because SpiceJet also managed to report a good number in Q4 this time.
Right. So I think it's better to deploy the funds at the lower level of around 5,200 or 5,150. That is a better strategy as of now. Now talking about this counter company as really getting good traction in the travel demand. In fact, they are putting up in certain strategies like Indigo Stretch, etc. So I think all these will help the company in the longer term. But in the shorter term, I think some sort of downside we can see going ahead. So I think lower levels, buying at the lower level is a better strategy there, rather than entering at present moment of the time. However, price target can be set at around 5,500 to 5,600 odd levels.
Okay, lower levels is what they can look to buy the stock at. Your view coming in on this one, Somil, would you also say wait out a bit and maybe then buy the stock?
Absolutely. It's looking a little negative to me. Low top, low bottom formation, trading below 20 and 40 daily moving average. A small consolidation has broken on the downside for Indigo, and I'll be targeting at least 4,950 levels, which is a previous swing low in the short term. So stay away for a positional trade. If you want to short, I think the stop loss on the higher side would be 5,440. That will be a stop loss, and the targets would be around 4,950.
Okay. Keep an eye out over there on those levels over there for InterGlobe Aviation. Wait out a bit before you actually buy the stock. And obviously, InterGlobe Aviation in their con call in Q4 and FY25, they had mentioned that, some bit of a subduedness could be seen and is expected, is what they were expecting Q1 FY26. So maybe just wait out a bit before you buy the stock. That's a view coming in on the fundamental and technical front. Next query for today is Suresh is writing to us from Coimbatore. He's holding 6 shares of MRF. Price is 1,39,000 or approximately at that level is what they've bought it at, and this is for the short term. Wants to know the future prospect of the investment right now. Near term, what should they be watching out for from MRF, Astha?
I think one can stay invested in this counter for the short term as well as for the medium term. Now talking about this counter, what we are seeing that they are launching new SKUs in the motorcycle, etc. And in fact, they are a good EV play also, because not from the ICE vehicles point of view, even in the EVs also, the demand is good. We have seen some sort of regrowth in the PET in the quarter gone by, and that is maybe due to the higher input cost. But I think going ahead, the company segment like the export, replacement, etc. are working well. So I think in the longer term, it can be a good play to stay invested in. Our stance here is to hold this counter.
Okay, stance is to hold the counter coming in for MRF. Your view, Somil, for MRF as well. It's a short-term query, and right now they're making some bit of a loss here.
We're definitely positive on the stock. It has taken support at 40 daily moving average. I'll be expecting a small consolidation to break on the upside. So targets on the upside in the short term would be 5,000. So that will be a very, very important target. Anything above that, I think it should take the all-time high very soon.
Okay, that's a view coming in there for MRF. Both our experts are positive right now for MRF. But that was the last query for today. So thank you so much, Astha, as well as Somil, for joining in with us as always. And viewers, thank you so much for sending us your queries. Remember, you can always email us your queries on that email ID that is flashing at the top of your screens right now. And we'll address them, as always, with our experts on Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. But that's all the time we have here on today's edition of Your Stocks. Thanks for tuning in. Up next, your closing bell to take you through the last hour of trading.